recording on that. All right.
And then just hit the go live.
And I'm going to hit the go live.
Alright, ignore that.
That's so funny.
That's awesome.
Davin.
Wow, that's... maybe we should answer.
So funny. I know, should we be on live right now?
No, we're doing this.
Okay,
We're doing this. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Fallon's Daily Toast in Somerville Union Square, Somerville Community Access Television. And joining me are Emma Levitt and Sam Patricus, two of about a dozen organizers responsible for bringing you the 8th annual Hasselfest coming up this weekend, Friday and Saturday. And so we're just going to get right into what it's all about. I mean, you've got quite a powerful group of sponsors, and the bands are just like bands I've never heard of, but that have great names.
Yes.
Yeah, this is so cool.
There's some more recognizable than others as part of the Hasselfest experience.
Yes, of course.
Like some of the listeners might be familiar with GIRLPOOL in particular, kind of like an out there pop group, minimal duo.
Yes.
As well as Wolf Eyes, kind of the other end of the spectrum, kind of like the heavier, nastier, noisier portion of the night. And Pharmakon, like completely like blown out heavy noise. So it's kind of a spectrum for sure.
Yeah, wide variety, a kaleidoscopic array, as I like to say.
And the theme is, somewhat experimental leaning, but everything from pop, indie, and like folk even to rock and punk and noise.
Beautiful, and this is all happening at the Brighton Music Hall.
Yeah, they've been very good to us.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, talk a little bit about the Brain Arts organization.
Well, yeah, that's the name of our nonprofit.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, people might know us more for just the Hassel name, Boston Hassel, and so we've been doing things for like almost 10 years as like the original founders, myself and Dan Shea, and then in the past like 6 years we've started our own newspaper. The Boston Compass. Hopefully you've seen it.
Yes, I have seen it. I'm always really super impressed with the art.
Oh, thank you.
And the articles, art and articles. Yeah, get a close up. Here we
Donald
are.
Trump.
And those are you can find these spread all around Cambridge, Somerville, Brighton, Alstom. You really have a wide JP area.
Definitely. So that's part of the Brain Arts organization. I mean, Emma's a big part of the newspaper in particular. She's the artist coordinator.
We'll have
Find
to
the art.
Yes.
I'd love to contribute someday.
Oh my God.
I always thought of it when I first saw the Boston Compass. I'm like, someday I'll have art on that paper. So like,
We'll
hello,
make
look
that
at this.
Yes.
It's happening. We're gonna talk
so
about.
Yeah, I like to say that the Brain Arts, as like, so the Brain Arts is a nonprofit, the 501c3 organization name. Boston Hassel is a more familiar kind of like on the street, like the collective, the original collective, and we became a 501c3 like a few years ago. So we're starting, we got Mass Cultural Council gave us a grant. We won their festivals grant.
Thank you so much for that. Yes.
Very excited and putting that money to good use. But we have our daily kind of project is bostonhassel.com. So we put up reviews and concert listings for the Boston area and New England and nationally recognized bands daily. Weekly we do shows. We do about 1 or 2 shows a week, probably, usually 10 to 15 shows a month. So that's a lot of programming, independent bands, touring and local. And then monthly we do the newspaper every month, free newspaper distributed to the masses as best we can, all volunteer run. And then annually we have our fests. So daily, weekly, monthly, annually, we're doing cool stuff for the culture.
You sure are, yeah. And that's incredible. It's so well organized.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's important to keep that. There's constantly, we live in such a saturated, especially in this area, so saturated with so much talent. And so to have however many platforms to really share it as much as possible out into the world is so important. So thanks for doing that. Now, what is going to make this Hasselfest different from past Hasselfests?
That's a great question.
That's a good question.
I think a lot of it has to do with, Emma's main focus on the fest has been the art installation this year, which is kind of taking it up a notch from last year. So I don't know if you could say a little bit about that.
Yeah, last year we had an awesome installation. We did tinfoil over like a whole wall on the ceiling. Who were the artists again?
Local artists, Jesse Kaminsky and Isabella Cohen.
Oh, yes.
Very talented.
Very talented. I've seen their work.
Across the board, video, music. But they did our art installation last year and basically created a tinfoil like cave inside of Brighton Music Hall.
Once again, thank you to Bryan Music
Yeah,
Hall.
we got to give them a shout
Thank
out
you,
again because they let
Brighton
us do
Music
whatever
Hall.
we want in there. It's an all ages event and they're
Yeah.
otherwise, age restricted space. So it's very special. But
Yeah.
this year,
This year is even more
a
intense.
little more intense.
I've coordinated, it started with like 5 or 6, it's grown to like 8 artists, a team of artists throughout the whole month. We've been creating trash art from recycled materials, stuff that you would throw away, a lot.
Yeah, that's
a lot
great.
of stuff.
Yeah, so much. I mean, I was just reading some statistics on how much trash we generate per person, 4.4 pounds or something. So it's nice. I see Trashland,
Yes.
Art Environment, Osmotic
Yes.
Imagination, Showcase and
Yes.
Performance. I like that.
Yeah, well, osmotic imagination is another thing. I'll get to that in a second. But the theme is kind of like trash land, which is this kind of fictional, futuristic environment where our trash excess has basically grown so large, and we've kind of just put it out of mind that it's started to create a kind of a unique ecosystem where like trash mutants are starting to grow and like different species. And they've come and taken over the back room of Brighton Music Hall. So this is a chance to kind of walk through and observe what could be our imminent
Yeah,
future.
And it's a little, it's like 8 perspectives on this Trashland concept.
Yeah.
Plus,
And this will be set up both Friday and Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be there all day on Friday setting it up.
Great.
Yes.
I'll
Actually,
have
call
to
to
come by.
volunteers if anyone wants to come at 10 in the morning on Friday before the fest.
Volunteer
and help
call.
build trash art. So it'll be more than even 8 of the people
Yeah.
scoping the thing.
It's a real
and, like,
community thing.
Yeah.
organizing, but then there's a few others who are just going to be like
Yeah.
taping and gluing and
I mean, even
scrapping
just
things
for the
together.
collection process, it's really been a community thing. Like, I work at 1369 in Cambridge, and
Yes.
the whole month I was like, guys, collect the cool shit that, like, we would throw away. Like, someone drops a whole stack of cups, like, don't throw it out, like, save it for the installation. And, like,
Yeah.
we're gonna make, like, a giant cockroach out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's
think we're
beautiful.
crazy.
No,
Yeah.
I think you're insane.
Thank you.
No, in the sane. In the sane.
In the same.
In the
Yeah, I
same.
mean,
We stopped on the way here and picked up some trash.
Yes.
yeah, we actually picked up a tiny couch. That was really exciting.
Oh, I bet.
It's like
I
a
might have
child-sized couch.
Is it
I don't know. Anyway,
That's
so
great.
Osmotic Imagination is another installation that's going to be happening side by side with Trashland, which is vintage photographs of silver apples. It's brought
One of the
to
groups.
yeah.
Who,
Brought
for
to
those
us.
of you who don't know, I mean, for you even, but Silver Apples is a very informative, or rather, what's the word for it?
Legendary?
Like, I mean, they're legendary and all those cool words, but just kind of like a trend-setting sort of band where, like, in the late '60s, they were doing this kind of minimal, like, electronic, minimalist like music.
Yeah.
Kind of like Can or like Kraftwerk or something like in Germany, but this was like a United States band. So this is in New York. So like they haven't played really all that often in the past like few decades, and I think a lot of people are excited to see them in particular. It's mainly this one guy who's like the Silver Apples dude, but we try to bring back somebody from who has been playing for decades, as well as brand new bands like Gravel. I'm sure is like I think it's been playing for like a year or something.
Yeah.
So,
So Silver Apples is playing on Friday.
yeah, and they have like a deep history of experimental and like noise, representation in the independent and like mainstream like music community. So the Osmotic.
Yeah, it's Matthew Motel is going to be involved. He's bringing the photographs.
He's like a head in like a lot of bands in New York. Just a really good, great guy.
This is so exciting.
Yeah, we're just bringing as much together as we can.
gonna be
Oh,
nuts.
sure, like full on power. That's dynamite lineup. And so for those that are interested in, I mean, you're sold out. Is that right? Or are there tickets left? Or
Tickets
what's
are no longer for sale.
Okay.
In advance, so they are available at the door. but
Okay, good.
they
So
could
for those tuning
potentially
in,
sell out.
yes, okay, you can watch. You can get into this if you go to the door. Yeah, if there's
5 p.m. on Friday.
5 p.m. on Friday, it
And
starts.
the doors, I think, are in 2 on Saturday. So
Okay.
if you want to get to that particular day, just arrive early and you should be able to score a ticket.
That's great.
Definitely.
And for those that are tuning in that want to, volunteer, be a part of this. I mean, where do they go? How do they find you?
You can reach out through volunteer@brainarts.org.
Okay.
If you're specifically interested in art, you can just email me, Emma@brainarts.org, brain-arts.org.
Perfect. I'll add that right here. zip, zip, zip.
And we also meet every Monday
Yes.
at our space in
You
Alston.
do in Alston. Okay, that's right. That's where the space is.
Yes, we've had several meeting places over the course of the past 5 years, but every Monday we get together and work on the culture. So
Beautiful.
yeah, very committed,
They're
and
fun.
all are welcome.
Yes.
It's open call.
Yeah.
All are welcome.
Yeah.
And how can you, what I love about this is we're sort of these, every generation has them, those that in the light of all the anguish and disparity around the world, we come together with the culture, with the music, with the performance, with the arts, and we come into it real hard, right? Y'all
Yeah.
are coming hard.
Yeah, we like to think of ourselves as cultural activists.
Yes, yeah, for sure. And what do you see, what's your take on the future? Do you have a vision of how things are going to go?
In fact, the next big step for us is still acquiring our own all-ages venue.
Okay.
Because, as an organization, we fundamentally, oppose the age restriction on cultural events.
Yes.
We just think it's fundamentally wrong to have an age restriction on a cultural event. And although we do shows at great spaces like Bright Music Hall or Zuzu, sometimes we do shows at Zuzu or O'Brien's or even Great Scott, all these welcoming venues, we prefer and whenever possible try to do all ages programming.
Yes. Oh, that's
so
wonderful.
In terms of future goals, we're trying to open up our own all ages music venue.
Okay, yeah,
So
I'm all about that
The
goal.
next thing is a big fundraiser where we're going to try to raise $50,000.
Great.
So
Let
that
me know how I can help.
we can actually go to a landlord and say, hey, give this scrappy gang
Yeah.
space for 6 months. So it'll take the help of everyone in the community who wants to see that happen.
Great. Yeah,
You.
I'm all down.
You guys.
You. That's great. It reminded me that Zuzu Middle East, that compound, has bought TT. They're turning it into Sonia's, which is going to be in all ages.
Is that right?
Yeah. So and if you've seen the space, it's just magnificently big and open, and so for the first however many months, maybe years, it's going to be all ages. So I see that being a place to, at least while you're in the meantime, before, because you grasping onto that 50K and getting your venue is definitely in the future.
Goal,
That's
the
the
big
goal.
goal of 2017.
Yes.
For sure.
Ah, wonderful. Is there anything else? Big shout out to the sponsors, people who are helping,
Yeah,
Bright
that would
Music.
be cool. If we could even just take
Yeah.
a minute to examine this.
Let's
in some
do that.
way.
I really want to examine.
We just got the posters printed today. The flyer artist is Jen McMahon, who is an incredible supporter of our community and one of the most talented artists we know. And as you can see at the bottom, some of our sponsors include WZBC, who's just one of the best radio stations in the area.
Tune in.
Yes.
Yep, Stingray Tattoos in Alston, right near our space. Pavement Coffee, great folks. Safe Responsible Movers, if you need to get in and out of your new place, you can hire those guys because they support us.
Yes.
And then you can kind of see the Mass Festivals and the MCC, the Mass Cultural Council, who awarded us the grant for the festival. Shout out to them.
Yes.
And Bella Luna and Milky Way in JP, representing the JP sponsor.
Yeah.
So
And that's just the top, 10 or so.
those are the folks that we could fit on the poster who gave enough for the
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
There's many other sponsors who will be represented in the program and elsewhere on our website, and you can see all the organizations that supported us, and we ask you to support them.
Support them.
Go
Thank
there.
you so much for coming in. I'm so happy this all
Thanks
worked
for
out.
having us.
Yeah, so good to
Yeah,
be here.
for sure. And let's let this not be the last time. I hope to have you both on again and again and again and again.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yeah.
What's up
All
to
right.
the Facebook world out there? We're
Hey,
streaming
Miss.
live
Oh, yeah,
right
we
now.
are.
Live.
What's up,
Hope
everyone?
folks are tuning in. That's
Tune
nice.
in.
Facebook.
We'll see you this weekend.
See you this
Come.
weekend. Come Friday,
What else are
Saturday.
you doing?
Yeah, really. Come support. Listen to really strange, weird, wild, wacky
your mind
music.
blown.
Get your mind blown.
Definitely.
And then reassembled, blown again. All right.
Perfect.
Yes. All right. Cool. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks again.
And I'll
you.
see you this weekend.
Definitely.
We'll see you this weekend.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
And then the people who are Facebook Live, you can see the real.
The
deal.
real,
This
what
is
happens
the
at the
red
end.
Off camera.
So.